up to a half-empty parking lot on opening night, walked into a less than half-full theater, and I had thought my belief in humanity had been restored, but now I see the movie has earned double what it cost to make, and that belief is now shaken. It's not that I want the Underworld movies to fail, I just want them to be good. And although it's better than the fourth one, this one had me wanting. Underworld, Blood Wars. I mean, can we start out an Underworld movie without a full-on recap of what happened last time on Underworld? Then we get this choppy car chase versus Selena on a motorcycle, and she stops for no reason other than to have a horribly edited fight scene. And the pinnacle of that fight scene is when a CG car hits a CG werewolf. I mean, you couldn't use a real car. The cast actually had some strength. They brought back Charles Dance, whose character was improved from the last one. They added Laura Pulver. Him and her had some of the best acting scenes, but they were still limited by dialogue and poor script writing. I also liked the addition of Bradley James. He had a few good moments, but was mostly wasted. Tobias Menzies from Outlander and Game of Thrones had potential, but like many of the times that I use that word, the potential was not reached. This movie tried recreating what it successfully did in the first movie while maintaining the same story points from the sequels, and it just didn't work. Samara's evil plan was to steal Celine's blood to become more powerful, all while insulting her right-hand man and then being surprised when he didn't side with her. She didn't need this big elaborate plot to destroy the council and then rule everything, because she already ran the Covenant. She could have killed them at any time. She doesn't even use her powers in the final fight scene, and the writers blew their chance. They could have thrown her out a window, showing that the sun wasn't going to kill her, it's actually the spike going through her or something. And then she could have realized her whole plan was pointless. It just adds more if a character realizes their mistakes even in death. So, Marius' evil plan was to capture Selene, get the location of her daughter, use her blood to turn all the werewolves into something more powerful so they could attack the Vampire Covenant in the East. Through a bad CG fight scene, he finds out what he already knows. She doesn't know the location of her daughter. So what's his next move? He attacks the Covenant. He could have done that at any time. We also find out that he killed cryogenically frozen Michael and has been injecting himself with his blood. So, that blood's not enough for the whole werewolf pack, but Selene's daughters would be? In the first movie we learned that only a direct descendant of the Corvinus bloodline could survive a bite from both a vampire and a werewolf. So combining the two bloods should kill Marius, not turn him into this bad CG monster that he is. If you want to steal things from the first movie, what you could have done was bring Scott Speedman back. He could have been interacting with Marius as he's draining his blood. Then you could see Marius' desperation to save his people, and that's why he's willing to cross moral lines in killing the man that could save them, and that taking the blood is going to kill him, thus making him a martyr with self-sacrifice. It also puts a timeline on his plan, so when he doesn't get Selene's daughter, it makes logical sense for him to attack the Covenant, because it's his final move. Moving on to our heroes, Kate Beckinsale. She looked annoyed and tired in this. Maybe it's the latex leather outfit she's always having to wear. It's gotta be exhausting to fight in that. Leather doesn't breathe. Her character Selene has special powers where she's basically the Flash, and she uses this power once to kill a handful of Lycan werewolves. Why not kill them all? Also, she's pretty much invulnerable, which adds little stakes to any of the fight scenes. Her character could use more purpose. She was basically there just to run and fight and get caught, fight again and get killed, and then fight some more. But it's not Beckinsale's fault, it's the story limiting her. Then you got Divergent Boy. I like that he did an accent, and they tried with his character. Give him a cool dad and Charles Dance, a twist for him, Aragon style, but whether it's the writing or the actor himself, and I suspect a little of both, I couldn't give a shit about his character. I mean, when they reveal who his mother was, we get some tiny tie to the previous movies of an underdeveloped character. So what? We're supposed to care now? Just pull out your sword and kill some damn werewolves. And there's way too many blood-drinking flashbacks. It's like every... Selene can't shoot shit. I mean, sitting in an air duct, she can't even hit a werewolf the size of the air duct she's in. What else? Oh, blood flashbacks, yeah. They use way too many blood flashbacks. I should put that in there. Too many things were meant for us just to accept. In Underworld 4, we had humans hunting vampires to the brink of extinction. In this one, we don't seem to have that problem. We don't have any humans at all. And no Michael leaves us with a cold Selene, in the movie lacking humanity, which was the strength of the first movie. The spiritually enlightened Viking covenant of vampires, that were described as peaceful and weak, seemed pretty armed and quick to fight. They also had Selene's speed ability for some reason. It's just another opportunity lost. I mean, they could have shown us their principles and they were willing to die for them. Most immortals in films don't fear death because they've lived so many lives. It could have been a horrific slaughter and added weight to a film with little substance. Also horror. This movie was missing it. The practical effect werewolves are scary, but like the fourth one, they use more CGI in this one. I haven't invented a rating system yet, so I'll just say, when a movie hits its fifth installment and shows you a decent trailer,
don't believe them. Don't trust them. Let them die.
Potential wasted. I mean, I survived, and it's better than the fourth, but it's not good enough to keep going. Now, could you save Underworld? Admittedly, they do okay box office wise, but the story's a mess. The best bet is to take it to TV, a Netflix or HBO series, where you could do more lore teasing over 12 episodes. You could hide budgets and good storytelling, developing characters you actually care about. Set limitations. Your characters can't become invulnerable or else they become unrelatable. And I get it, it's cool to have gunfights in a movie, but when you're an immortal and you call yourself a death dealer, and you can't hit 90% of what you're shooting at, there's a problem. There's a lot of cool things you only seem to see once in the movies, like the effects of ultraviolet bullets. Or special abilities that don't look fake in CG.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Bring back some mystery. I also want to be scared. Look at some of these creepy werewolves. And they never used to die so easily. Celine used to be in danger fighting them like real animals. They're almost an unstoppable threat. She had to use gadgets and smart thinking to prevail. We also need some diversity, which brings me to my next point, expanding the universe. I like the Corvinus storyline, but is that it? No other vampires or werewolves anywhere else? And get me some other locations and accents. And more medieval flashbacks. Have more threats arrive, like a race of vampires like Marcus was in Underworld Evolution. That movie also upped the threat of werewolves. They didn't have to go all CG and enlarge it ridiculously. Cast smart, have moral issues, point out how immortality makes them cold and the value in humanity. You're also at some point going to have to phase out Beckinsale, definitely kill off Divergent Boy, and keep Bradley James because that guy's cool. Well, that's it. My review for Underworld Blood Wars and how to save it. I'd really like to see more Underworld, but done properly. And as always, thank you for watching. And another thing, if the blood Samara's drinking is so important, then why'd she drink it like this? I mean, did she get any in her mouth?